beets. You're going to need a cutting board in this case, unless you don't mind having red stains on your butcher block. Now, beets, the entire plant, is useful. Make sure and rinse them really good first. Go ahead and cut off the greens. You can actually stew the greens and make really, really good dishes, just similarly to how you would treat chard. Any other green, mustard greens, collard greens, you can mix them. In our case, we are getting all of that flavor and nutrition, and we are putting it in our broth. Nothing sacrificed for the texture of this soup. But well strategized. I'm going to go ahead and chop them up. I want to get all of that goodness out of them. Believe it or not, when we're done, I'm actually going to feed all of the boiled greens to my chickens. My chickens are going to turn that into compost, and it's going to grow new plants. Beautiful. Now begin to peel the beets. Just long strokes pulling down from the top. But it doesn't matter. Whatever you're comfortable and fast with. It's nice knowing that nothing's being wasted. And cut as deep as you feel like cutting. However, as you can see, you might want to get some latex gloves. Like these. I like to make as much personal contact with the food as I can. There's just something about the relationship, the positive energy that you're putting into the food. But in this case, jalapenos and beets can have detrimental effects. Jalapenos can make your hands burn. And the beets will make everybody think that you've cut your hands. Of course, the peels will be going into the stock, giving the stock a wonderful red color. I find it easier just to cut the root end off, put it in the stock. Beets are creamy and sweet. Something that every soup can benefit from. They will positively dominate its color. Yellow beets, you don't really have to worry about dyeing your butcher block or your hands. recovering here so I can have a little more workspace. Now we're almost done peeling our beets. And we've accumulated a beautiful tub of flavor-rich, vitamin and nutrient-rich peels. Look at that. All of the nutrients in that. Most people just throw that part away. No way. That's going in the soup. I went ahead and stirred the stock a little bit, make sure everything's getting heated up. We'll return and recover a teeny bit before we begin to chop our beets. I'm going to start off with a small knife just because it's a small beet. I chop the beet in half. And I just go ahead and slice it one direction and then the other. Slices right down the center. Turn it around. That looks like I did it in half that time. Again, it doesn't matter. This will be blended. Do as your heart desires. In all things. Into the pan they go. Chopping the beet in half. I'm going to go ahead and chop all the beets in half. Sometimes doing a lot of steps at once is more efficient than repeating an entire cycle. So I'm just cutting it into a cross section, then making my strips, turning the beet sideways, and then cutting cubes, or small pieces. To the red beets. These guys are a little bigger, so I'm cutting it into more pieces before I make my strips. Looks like I'm switching to a bigger knife. Yellow and red, beautiful combination, as long as it's not on McDonald's. I'll take that back the day they offer an organic salad. Maybe a grass-fed hamburger. So as you can see, beets take a little longer than carrots, but they're worth it. Remember always to curl your fingers. I also really recommend buying a knife like this. Very sharp, very expensive, but if you use the right technique, the safest thing you can do. You only need one or two for your whole life. Get rid of all those other kitchen knives. This is a Bob Kramer Shun. A real Bob Kramer costs between $2,000 and $10,000. These go for between $200 and $500. Life is short. Get what you need. Beautiful. Look at that. Go ahead and recover. But now is a great time to knock out the jalapenos because your hands are covered